What's going on, everybody? What's going on? Well, today, man, I'm gonna go ahead and get on this video and start doing a roll call on everybody, man. On every freaking fighter. I know some people are gonna be mad that I'm talking about their favorite fighters, but I'm gonna be talking about all these fighters today, man. And y'all better hold on. Some of you real motherfuckers will know what I'm saying, and others, you can have your opinion and be emotional and do whatever you want to do. But I'm gonna be telling you about some real stuff. You know what I'm saying? So stuff that people fail to talk about, pretty much. You know, I'm gonna start off with last week. You know, last week I watched a couple of fight cards. You know, last weekend, actually. This weekend that just passed, pretty much. And a couple of things, man. You know, one thing I noticed nobody ever mentions so far is about Nonito Donair, pretty much. I noticed nobody ever says anything about this. For the past how many years, it's a couple years or so, watching this guy fight. Every time I see him in the ring, I feel like he's a big old guy compared to the guys that he's fighting. Like, he's just so much bigger and stronger than these guys. Like, I feel like every time he hits these guys, it's like he's fighting somebody that is not his weight. He'll go to the weigh-in looking like a skeleton, come back in and be big as hell. Like Saturday night fight against Arce. Arce looked like he ain't even close to Nonito's weight. Looked frail. Looked like he had to lift weight on his upper body to gain some weight. Looked like he had to lift weights to gain some weight on his upper body because his legs were looking so thin. And Nonito's sitting there looking like that's not his weight class. Like he's at least two, 3 weight classes above. Nonito should look like he should be fighting at 140 or 135. It's weird. Like, this guy is fighting all these small guys, yet everybody's giving him credit for it. Like, he's never for somebody his size. You know? And if you remember back in the day, people were calling Floyd out for fighting Marquez. But here's Nonito being on the pound for pound list for fighting guys who look like they could be, you know what I'm saying? They could be like, at least these guys ain't walking around nowhere near Nonito's weight. He got him at least by 25 pounds. Because when you look at them in the ring, these guys look frail compared to Nonito Donair, man. But I mean, it is what it is. It's boxing. Nobody's gonna say nothing about it because, you see, Nonito is not hated. He's not hated. You know, he got fans. He's not flashing around money. He's not flamboyant. He's not nothing like that. So nobody's gonna hate him. You know what I'm saying? So nobody's gonna say nothing about his weak competition. I'm gonna say it again. His weak competition. He had this one tall, skinny ass brother that he was fighting. That dude looked like he was starving in the ring. He looked like he couldn't punch a fly and knock him out. Find these weak guys, man. Little small Nishioka. Nishioka looked like a 15-year-old. That's how small he was. Like a 12-year-old, man. A little 12, not even. I've seen 15-year-olds that look like giants compared to Nishioka. That weight, that are on that weight. Them dudes are small that he's beating up on. And I'm telling you, when this guy moves up in weight, he's gonna get fucked up. Y'all mark my words on this. I'm saying this right now in 2012. When this guy goes up to 135, around those weight classes, if he ever does, because I'm sure he won't leave where he's at. If he ever goes up to like 135, 140, he's gonna get his ass fucked up. Because I've seen people at that smaller weight class put them hands on him and bruise his face up. In them small weight class. This guy, he's another Chavez Jr., man. No joke, he's another Chavez Jr. People sitting there criticizing Chavez Jr. for that shit, but they won't criticize Nonito Donair for fighting these small ass dudes. But it is what it is. That's because boxing. We pick who we want to hate. And most of the times the people we want to hate on are black folks. Or Mexican fighters. It is what it is, though. I'm gonna keep my peace on that one. I'm gonna quit talking about that one right there. Y'all make out of it whatever you want, but it is what it is. It's always been that way. Don't give the black boxer credit. Don't give the Mexican boxer credit, but give anybody else credit. Anyways, next freaking fight I saw was Amir Khan fighting versus Molina. I saw a lot of good things in that fight, man. You know, this is the thing that I always been thinking about. Like, Freddie Roach must be the worst trainer in boxing, man. You know why I'm saying this is because for the few weeks Virgil Hunter had Amir Khan. If you watch that fight, if you have the eyes to watch the fight carefully, you will notice a big change in Amir Khan. Amir Khan actually has gotten some defense. I'm watching the fight and I don't see Amir Khan like when he's getting a hit, running straight back, backing up straight in a straight line. This guy was moving in circles, and he wasn't getting hit with the left hook as much as he usually did, but he did get hit with it. I mean, it's only been a few weeks. He's not gonna master the defense, get his defense up that high. But I mean, you could see sometimes he would block these punches by keeping his right hand up on the ropes. There was a segment when he was on the ropes. I saw Khan slipping punches, rolling punches, blocking punches on the ropes. Oh boy, couldn't get an uppercut in there because usually Freddie Roach fighters, when they're in the ropes, it's a free-for-all for uppercuts. A free-for-all. That's how Margarito was banging Pacquiao. That's how Marquez used to bang Pacquiao. That's how they used to get Amir Khan. But Amir Khan was slipping punches, was avoiding the uppercut, was holding, was doing everything. Like, his defense was improved, man. Just a few weeks that Virgil Hunter had this man. He wasn't wild, just jumping in with his hands out, throwing a bunch of punches. You could tell the difference. Freddie Roach is not a good trainer. He trains fighters to fight like he used to fight. Rock'em sock'em robots. Hopefully you're faster than a guy, then you can hit him and run away and come back and hit him again. That's Freddie Roach's style. Rock'em sock'em. So, you know, Virgil Hunter probably ain't gonna get no credit. You know, he probably ain't gonna get no credit. Just like Roger Mayweather don't get no damn credit. You know, it is what it is, though. It is what it is. It's boxing, right? It's boxing. Anyways, man, a few things happening, man. A bunch of things going on, you know. As I was saying, I seen Jim Lampley on there on his TV show talking a bunch of mess about damn PEDs. But where were you at? It just boggles my mind how you could be the guy talking about PEDs, but before then, when it was being brought into when people were talking about it, when Floyd was talking about it, and other athletes were talking about it, where were you then, Jim Lampley? Why nobody on HBO brought all this stuff up then? Why this man don't want to take a blood test? Why so and so don't want to take a blood test? Why this guy failed the blood? Why nobody saying anything then? Why none of the fans demanded for these things to happen? That's one of the things one of the only things that I respect about Nonito Donair, who's going through 24 hours of drug testing. Not 24 hours, but I mean, he goes to a fair amount of random drug testing. And that's what I give him respect for. I respect the shit out of that, man. You know what I'm saying? Jim Lampley, man, these guys are all biased. Their man falls, oh my God. We need to do something about drug testing. But where were you in 2009? 2010? 2011? But okay, it's boxing though, right? It's boxing, right? So, yeah, we're going to take that one and move on. You know what I'm saying? And there's a lot of other things going on that just blew my mind. You know what I'm saying? Like people contradict themselves, man. Like to the point is you like, damn, man. Like you saying this now, but why weren't you saying this before? You know? They talking about this C market. Oh, look how he looks. That's steroids. But wasn't that the same shit other people were saying about Pacquiao? Look at him. He looks like he's on steroids. So just by the eye test, you figure he's on steroids. But you know, Pacquiao and Roche ain't gonna say nothing because you know what? If they do that, they're gonna get sued. That's why they're trying to keep their mouth shut. But they know what it is. Because they sued someone else for that shit. But it is what it is. You know? Hopefully, man, things change in the sport, man. With more people that are having their minds open up to the sport, I hope, and know more the inside, out of the sport. They're knowing the sport even more internally, knowing what's really going on. The more people open their eyes up to the sport, hopefully the sport can change. You know, like the fans, we're the ones in control of the sport. Really, to tell you the truth, we are. Our buying power, our viewing power. We're the ones in control of all this. You know? And if we start demanding things, and we demand something, they don't give it to us, we don't buy their shit, and we don't watch their shit, then they're going to be forced to give us what we want. But at the same time, we're also our greatest enemy because we have ignorant fans out there who just buy into everything, you know? So let's move on to some other fighters, man. Donair Ward fighting Kelly Pavlik. What the hell is that fight? I mean, I'm going to watch the fight just to watch my man's skills being displayed. But what the hell is that? Who in the world believes Kelly Pavlik has a chance against Donair Ward? Shame, shame, shame. Anybody who thinks this is going to be a competitive fight, sad. But I hate to break it to you, but Donair Ward's going to mop the ring with Kelly Pavlik's face. You know, good looks to Donair Ward though, because I'm sure ain't nobody want to fight this man. He probably trying to get fights and nobody want to fight him. He has to settle for whatever he can. You know, he got to make that bread. You know, it is what it is. And we got Adrian Broner. You know, Broner, he's coming up. There's not much to say about Broner. He's doing good so far. I hope people that are talking how good he looked in that fight 5 years from now don't start backtracking, talking about he ducked people, he ducked this, he ducked that, or he was, because that's what's gonna happen. They're gonna start just like they look. Boxing fans are, we love you today, but tomorrow, what have you done for me lately? Type of mentality. You know, you win a big fight, they praise you for that day. Then three weeks down the line, they want to know what the fuck have you done for them, or you duck so and so. So I could see it coming already. They're gonna start saying this man is a duck. I could see it coming because of the way he is, the way his personality is. You know, people would let the way they feel about somebody's personality affect their judgment. You know, it's a very rare trait for someone not to let how they feel about someone affect their judgment on things. Not everybody can do that, but some people can. You know. And then we got, who else do we have? We have Robert Guerrero. Robert Guerrero needs to sit his ass down somewhere. You at what weight class is he in now? He's at 147. 147. Well, guess what, Robert Guerrero? He beat Andre Berto. That's nice. So did Victor Ortiz. Who else beat this man? I mean, if you wanna fight Floyd, you gotta fight high caliber people. Berto's not that high. Berto is a B class fighter at best. You know, at best. You want to fight who else have you fought at 147 besides Andre Berto that has some type of name? You need to put people on your belt before you start calling out Floyd. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. That's a fight that I do not want to see. I do not give a damn. I don't think Guerrero deserves that shot. I'm sorry. Y'all sitting there, yeah, he could. No, he doesn't deserve that shot. Who has he fought, Berto? Come on, man. Stop that. You got Miguel Cotto, who got his ass spanked. Cotto needs to stop. I think he got a few people he could beat. But stylistically, to some people, some guys Cotto cannot mess with, you know. Because Cotto's a one-handed fighter. Most people don't realize that. Cotto is a one-handed fighter. All he has is that left hand. If Cotto cannot use the left hand, he is done. If you take away that left, he's done. And more people are starting to notice that. And the more people notice it, the worse it's gonna get for you. You know. So Cotto needs to have the two choices. Find some good matchups. Certain people he could beat. I think he might be able to give Canelo a run. I don't know. But Canelo's kind of smart in the ring. He might just eliminate that left hand like Trout did and just beat him up all night. And then we got Tim Bradley. Why in the world is Tim Bradley sitting there not fighting? Why? Why in the world? You wanna know why? Because he beat a bunch of people's heroes. And his skin color. That's why Tim Bradley's not fighting nobody. If Tim Bradley was Mexican and he had beaten Pacquiao, oh my Lord. Because of all the Mexican fans, he would have got a fight already. He would have been had a fight. Because he would have brought the Mexican fans out to watch Tim Bradley. If his name was Tim Lopez, if that's what his name was, Timothy Lopez, he would have brought out a bunch of fans, and guess what? They would have put him in a fight. But no, Tim Bradley whooped ass. Even though some people, oh no, he didn't beat. Go watch the fight again. That dude put a boxing clinic on that boy. Put a boxing clinic on that boy, and then now he can't fight nobody. Can't make no money because he ruined somebody's image. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. It's boxing though, right? It's boxing. So we're going to have to take that. It's boxing. And then we got Sergio Martinez sitting here. Have nobody to fight. Sergio got no one to fight. He got nobody to fight, man. Sergio Martinez sitting there with nobody to fight. His best bet is to go up to 168. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't think any of the 154-pound fighters are going to move up to fight Sergio. I don't think so. Yeah, I don't advise him to move down to fight anyone. I don't advise him to move down. Sergio's only option is to move up and fight people at 168. Don't start big, start small. You know, start fighting guys like Abraham. You know, flat-footed guys. Start you small just to see how you handle that weight. And just you know, just fight different guys until you get to a certain point where you can challenge guys like Froch, Bute, and things like that. You know, that's what I think he should do. But I mean, I'm not his promoter. He do whatever he want. Who else do we have out there? We have goddamn Floyd Mayweather. Pretty much sitting out there. I guess he has 2 dates reserved. I say, man, he needs to fight Canelo at 154. I don't see who is he going to fight at 147. Who is he going to fight at? Anybody's going to go, well, that's a good challenge. Because Floyd is at the point now where it's like, if he don't fight somebody where he has a disadvantage, nobody wants to see the fight. Especially if it's not a weight disadvantage. If Floyd's the same size as the person, people don't really want to see it. They want to see somebody bigger than him. So that's the only way he can make fights. And I think Canelo is the proper move. Is to fight Canelo Alvarez. You know, some fighters at 154 are just too big for Floyd. You know, some of these guys are huge, man. You know, at 154. People don't realize Austin Trout had Cotto by a few inches. Austin Trout was really a lot taller than Miguel Cotto. He's a tall, long guy who in that division can pretty much beat most of these guys because of his size. You know, he can stay out there and beat the shit out of you with the jab, coming in with the right hand. This guy, he has movement. He can box. So this is not a guy you can. It's not a guy that I don't think anybody at 154 can beat. I think Floyd will probably could like. I don't think Floyd could beat this man because of his size difference. But I don't know. I'm not gonna say that because who knows with this guy Floyd Mayweather? He's just a boxing scientist. Who knows what kind of game plan he's gonna come in with that night if he fights Trout. It's crazy to see how things are happening. This happened this year, man. A lot of upsets. A lot of things happening, and it boggles my mind with the Nonito Donair thing, man. Like, no one is calling this kid out on what he's doing. Nobody's calling him out. Call him out. You called everybody else out on their bullshit. Call that kid out. Everybody's sitting there praising this guy for beating small dudes. Of course, if you punch a smaller guy, he's going to feel it. If you got him by 20 pounds, if you got him by 15, 20 pounds, when you hit him, he's going to feel it. Especially if he has to work out, lift weights to get to the weight. Look, you guys saw Arce? Arce looked like he was lifting some weights because his upper body was big and his legs were thin like twigs. That's what happens when you're lifting weights just to get only on your upper body. And you could tell a size difference. Nonito was full. That guy was just muscle from lifting weights. And Nonito was full. You can see his body he's full. He's filled in. Looked like he was like 140 something that night. At least 140 something. But yeah, you sitting there beating up on some little dudes. A bunch of little guys. But he's going to get credit for it. He's HBO's next best thing. Because he got to bring in those Filipino fans and make that money. I ain't knocking that. When it comes to that, man, shit. You need to give me a job. If you're making them millions. You know what I'm saying? I ain't going to knock nobody making their money, man. That's not what I do. Somebody making money, good for you. Can you hook me up? Can you let me make some money too? I'm a grown-ass man. I ain't got to hit on nobody money-making schemes. You know what I'm saying? But as a boxing fan, I just don't like to see the double standards. Especially the fact that I'm a black man. And I don't like seeing black people being treated a certain way and other people being praised for the same thing they doing. You know what I'm saying? You got that. Just like example, perfect example. You know that singer called Adele? That girl's getting all types of praise. Why? Because she's white and she's singing like a black woman. You gonna see all these black girls been doing this shit for years. You see how much praise she's getting for doing that? Yeah. And that's the same thing I see in boxing. As long as the fighter's not black and sometimes Mexican, they get the praise. You know what I'm saying? Remember Jerry Cooney? Oh Lord. Anyways, man. Like I said, man, it's just a video. Actually, I didn't get to call out Floyd yet. Hey, Floyd needs to fucking fight Canelo. Fuck that. None of that Robert Guerrero bullshit. And if you gonna fight 2 times a year, you gonna have to come. You have to bring a challenge. There's nobody at 147 to fight, so don't fight nobody at 147. 154, there's quite a bit of people at 154. Nobody want to see a Cotto rematch. Nobody want to see no Cotto rematch. People want to see Alvarez is the next choice. You know what I'm saying? Trust me, man. People think, let me tell you like this. I really do not like the way Floyd portrays himself. I don't like that outside of the ring. But inside of the ring, this dude's a beast. But you ain't gonna see me bashing him because I don't like the way he acts. You know what I'm saying? The dude's a beast in the ring. That's just what it is. I don't know what the situations were why certain fights weren't made in his career. But after time, when you look that stuff up, you notice that it's not his fault. But I don't know what the situations was. But so what? We all know half of these guys wouldn't have done shit to him anyways. We know that. Stop lying to yourselves. Half of these guys, people actually really thought guys like Costa Zoo would have beat Floyd. Are you crazy?